guys, it's Andrea. I'm back with another Sew With Me for the Greatest Hits Album Quilt. Today we're going to be doing track 5. This block right here. This came in my Sew Sampler box in 2020. It's a block of the month from Fat Quarter Shop. I'll link Fat Quarter Shop down below in the description box. I can't share the cutting because I don't have permission to do so, but I'm using this fabric, not what they had. I'm using from my stash, Garden Variety Layla Boutique Fat Quarter. Now, I don't even know if I'm going to have enough of this in this Fat Quarter bundle to do this quilt because the blocks are huge. 18.5 inches. Here's all my cutting. Alphabeted up and ready to move and groove. First, we're going to take this A block and this D block. We'll make 4 of these. 2, 3, 4. 4 of those guys. 4 of those guys. Those guys over there. 1, a 2. And God, I had a huge brain fart all of a sudden with how to sew. What, that was weird. That was very strange. I was like, just totally went blank on what I was doing. And I was like, ooh, what? Probably because I'm used to doing so many corner to corner. That's probably what threw me off. I'm used to snowballing constantly and making half square triangles. This is just a regular sew down the edge block. Right sides together. Next, we're going to do D again, but this time we're going to attach it to G. Stella is at her first pool party of the year, which actually, when I dropped her off, I was like, how in the world y'all going to swim at 73 degrees outside? It's a little cold for that. But they had rented one of those inflatable bouncy slide things. So, it's a beautiful day. Hopefully they'll get to enjoy it. Next, we're attaching D and G. I just can't get over how stinking pretty this. The more I make these blocks, the more I'm so glad I picked this Fat Quarter bundle. It's so beautiful, and these big, huge blocks really show off the fabric. So this is a great block of the month to do if you've got some gorgeous fabric that needs to be shown off, like, especially, well, this doesn't really have big prints on it, but if you have some big print fabric, this would be a good one too, because you could actually appreciate the design, like a Tula pink or something. Next, we're going to take H. This one's in for the long haul. We're making 5 of these. We're snowballing every single corner with D. This is going to take a hot minute. Just corner to corner. So, how's y'all's Saturday? Well, it's probably not a Saturday for y'all watching this. It's a Saturday for me. Halfway gone, and I'm just now starting to sew. That's frustrating, but what are you gonna do? And I'll still have to be interrupted later to go pick her up. Every time I get distracted and have to go do something, it takes me forever to get back to the machine. Like, I start looking at my phone, you know, and then before you know it, like 3 hours have passed on your 30-minute break. And that party's like all the way across town. Like, I live on one side of town, past city limits, and this party is the other side of town, past city limits. So it's the full throttle of the city. Okay, for these, cut 1/4 of an inch away from your stitch line. My iron's probably gone cold, sitting here for so long. Let's get these pieces ironed too. So far, their color suggestions, I've been able to meet them all with this fat quarter bundle. The only thing is it calls, I think about 5 blocks call for a red. And this bundle doesn't have any reds, but it does have a really dark coral, so that's what I'm using for the red. Let's put the other corner on these. Another corner. One to go with the line, sweet Jesus, one to go with the line. Okay, for these blocks, this unit, we're going to attach to this unit, this E. I love this little B fabric. It's so stinking cute, y'all. Let me just do it this way. It's so adorable. go, there we go, there we go again. Another one. Another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. And another one down, another one down, another one bites the dust. Let me get this guy again. Doing quite a bit of chain piecing. Now, let me iron these units open. Again, we're trimming. What the heck? Let's make a challenge. I hope that I can make this whole block without having to rip one time. You think I can do it? It's a rarity. It's a rarity. There's not a lot of directional fabric, or directional pieces, so hopefully I won't have to rip anything. Hopefully I won't get so confused. Let me iron these other blocks real quick. Another corner. Sam went to see Guardians of the Galaxy last night with his buddies, and he said it was fantastic. I plan on going, taking Stella next week. I can't wait to see that. Thread just broke. What the crud? What the heck? That was strange. Oh, behave. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. I have no idea why that broke, but anyway. Okay. Get this one ironed. Such a pretty little piece, isn't it? Started me a couple new books. I started The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I've never read before. And then once I started reading that, I'm on like chapter 4. My Uncle Tom's Cabin reservation opened up, which I've had that book reserved for months. I have read that before, but it's been years ago, and I loved it, so I'm doing a reread. But I think I'm going to swap over to the Uncle Tom's Cabin because nobody was waiting on The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I got it immediately. So I can get it anytime. And Uncle Tom's Cabin's in great demand. That's a long one, though. That I'm listening to in my audiobook. It is... Guess how many hours Uncle Tom's Cabin is? If you've read it, you know the book's like this thick. It's like a Gone with the Wind thick. It's 22 hours. The audiobook is. The Gone with the Wind, I've listened to that on audiobook as well. That was probably the longest book I've listened to. It's fabulous on Libby. If you guys, the actress that does the read is fantastic. The narrator. Yeah, it's been, I can't remember when I read Uncle Tom's Cabin. At least 20 years ago, if not more. Well, we're finally almost done with all these snowballs. I use Libby for my audiobooks. I used to do Audible because Libby is the library's app. So when you sign into Libby, you use your library card, and it's just the books that are available in your library. Right? It used to be Libby used to just be my town in another town, and so most of the books I couldn't find on audio on Libby. But here about a couple years ago, they did an overhaul on it, and now like my Libby is the entire Arkansas network. So it, greatly expanded the selection, and I was able to cancel my audibles. They have every audiobook that I've searched for. Take that back. When they don't have one, I've discovered I can ask my librarian and she'll add it. They'll go, your library, if they're cool like mine, will say, no problem. And they'll go buy the book and put it on Libby. And it's all free, y'all, with your library card. I highly recommend it. You can do audiobooks, or you can just do regular digital. Read it on your phone or whatever. I've gotten where I love audiobooks because I can do two things at once. So, listen to audiobooks. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. Here's what your block will look like after you get all 4 snowballs on. What's this back here? Okay. Now, take this unit that we started earlier, and we're going to attach this unit to it. Kind of like ding, ding, ding. Get them all stacked up here. Yeah, I don't know why that's clunking a little bit because I just changed that needle. And oiled it. It sounds a lot better since I oiled it. Sewing machines are so cantankerous. These off. Turn those up and iron these. Okay, so what you do? Another one bites the dust. Dun. We get to flip it over. Next, we're going to attach F to this unit. How many of these we're making? 4? So we'll have one of the units left over. So we've got 5 of these. Now get these units back here, and we're going to attach C on the other side. Four of them. This white is so soft. My background fabric is dreamily soft. It is 4:12. It still hasn't cooled. Here's that other finished unit if you're curious. There's that completed unit. One more. Now we can start assembling our lines. Top row, this in the middle. Attach to there. What? Why is this so much bigger? What did I do wrong? I've done something wrong. Look how much bigger. Let me check my cutting. 2. Okay, that's right. What about this? What block is this? F2. Okay. Okay, I made this too big. This is supposed to be... Oh, shoot. I cut it a 1/2 inch too big. Let me mark it first before I cut it. Okay, yeah, that's right. Well, I haven't had to use the ripper, but I am having to use the cutter. But I'd rather it be too big than too small mistake, right? That's easily fixed. So I'm just gonna cut a 1/2 inch. That is frustrating though, because I hate to waste fabric, and this is wasting fabric. Especially fabric so pretty. The other one's still under the needle, so I'll have to wait on that. Put this back like it goes. There. That's much better. still a little bit over. We can do the middle row next. Is this with this? This is the middle row. And then the bottom row, we have this. Here. Okay, this is the top, and it's gonna be like this. I know it looks topsy-turvy, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, this will trim again 1/2 inch. And it's gonna go like that. I think this might be the biggest blocks that I've made for a quilt for the whole thing. I've made some pretty big blocks. That Goodness Grows quilt had some huge blocks. Some of them were like 22 inches or something, but they were all different sizes. The whole thing wasn't that way. Here's the top row, all done. And this is the bottom row. It goes like this. Now we can attach our middle row to our top. Ooh, that's lining up like perfect. Perfectly. First I'll like anchor it under my needle, and then I'll go and make sure my lines are all adjusted straight. Just kind of take a little sneaky peek. Make sure it's all lined up right. Now we just have the last row to go. Make sure everything's lined up like it should be. Trying to get out of whack a little bit. No, sir. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Guys, I'm gonna get this ironed and we'll take a gander at her. All right, there it is. Isn't she pretty? Yeah, that turned out nice, I think. What do y'all think? Give me a thumbs up boop, if you liked the video. Subscribe if you like to watch Sew With Me's, and I'll see y'all at the next one.